Are you a student looking to break into the VFX or game industry? Or do you know someone who is, and just for once want to know what he or she is talking about? Then this show is for you. I'm Chad Morgan, and this is Newbie's Corner. We've been going through the different roles in a standard CGI pipeline, and we're nearing the end. We started with the concept artists who draw what everything should look like. Those drawings were sent to the modeling department where our characters and sets were built in 3D. We sent the models that needed to be animated to the rigging department before making their way to the animation department. Once everything was animated, we added our special effects and lit the scene. What happens next depends on if we're doing a film or a video game. If we're in film, it's time for the rendering team. Depending on the size of the company, this stage could be broken into several departments: shading, rendering, and compositing. We discussed shaders in a previous episode. You can click over here to review that episode. But in short, shaders define how light reacts with an object. Sometimes talented programmers create whole new shader types to create a certain look or effect and make them available to the shading artists. In most small companies, the modelers would probably shade their own work, but much larger companies might have their own department just for shading. We also did an episode on rendering. To review that episode, click on over here. The rendering process is handled by the computer, so it does require some babysitting from real people. The computers, usually an incredible number of them, work to draw the individual frames of the film, and usually they break these frames into different layers before sending them to compositing. The compositing team, or the post-production team in some companies, puts the layers together to make the final frames. That sounds like it would be an automatic process, but it's actually way more involved than it sounds. Most pipelines break the images into layers so the compositing team can fix problems without going through the expensive and time-consuming process of changing shaders and re-rendering the images. Highlights a bit strong? Tone down the highlights layer. Color not matching live footage? Color correct it in post. The increasing power of compositing software has led to not only more efficient pipelines and better quality images, but the 6 most dreaded words ever uttered in a CGI production. We'll just fix it in post. So what happens if we're making a game instead? Tune in next month to find out. Click over here to subscribe. In the comments, you can find links to our social media links such as Instagram and Pinterest. Click over here to watch any of our other videos, and we'll see you next month here on Newbie's Corner.